What's going on, guys? This is bluesfpl and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video on my channel. In this video I'll be going over my GW1 team, how it performed, showing you the lineup I selected for GW2, the teams with the best fixtures, as well as transfer targets for the upcoming game weeks. Now before we start, if you're new to this channel or have not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button down below for weekly FPL videos. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I'll be posting my final locked in team for every game week. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. So this game week I got 66 points, putting me just above the 1.1 million rank in the world. Now this isn't necessarily the best score, however I do want to remind everyone that at the beginning of the season you shouldn't pay attention to your rank too much. A large majority of high ranking players right now either triple captain Mo Salah or built their team specifically for game week 1. This season is a marathon, so even if you got a low score this week, don't panic and use your wildcard chip unless you're missing most key players such as Mo Salah and Aubameyang. So for the team review for game week 1, we'll start with the goalkeeper. Southampton didn't look too good defensively, and luckily Kyle Walker-Peters' red card was VAR'd for a yellow. Regardless, I will stick with McCarthy for the foreseeable future because I have other fires to extinguish, which we'll be going over shortly. Obviously, on my bench, Steer didn't play. Sadly, he looks to not get any minutes as Aston Villa have recently signed Emiliano Martinez from Arsenal, who looked amazing towards the end of the season and even in the Community Shield against Liverpool. First in the defense, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold. He looked poor against Leeds as they didn't allow him to get high enough often and constantly attacked his side. However, I think he'll bounce back after a bad performance and could possibly get attacking returns in the next few fixtures. After him, I have John Egan, who looked to get negative points with how Sheffield started the game against Wolves. They conceded 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, but sorted themselves out defensively as the game progressed. Egan did look threatening on corners, so I think he may still be a good pick. The last start I have, Saiss, got me 15 points. He did score a goal and almost got another after hitting the post, while Jimenez missed a wide open net on the rebound. I chose him over the riskier pick Vinagre, who ended up not starting, so it was the right decision. With Saiss's attacking potential, he could return points in the future. On the bench, I have Nathan Ferguson, who is still an unknown when he'll return to full fitness and potentially start for Crystal Palace. And lastly, I have Charlie Taylor, who had a blank game week. For the midfielders, we start with Salah, who had an incredible game and scored a hat-trick with 2 penalties and a top corner strike. He looked dangerous, and most of his chances came in the opponent's box. I'm a little upset I didn't captain him after doing so until the final few days before the deadline, but at least I had him in my team. Next to him, my captain Aubameyang scored only 1 goal for Arsenal against Fulham. He had a fair few chances and should have gotten more, but at least he returned. To his right, I've got Harvey Barnes, who did look very threatening in this game. However, he failed to score from his chances, just like last season. I had a feeling that he'd be a frustrating player to have in my team, but with the amount of chances he gets in every game, I think he's bound to score some points soon. Unlike Barnes, St. Maximin had very little attacking threat in the game against West Ham. He played too far out wide and didn't create many chances. He may be replaced soon by new signing Ryan Fraser in the starting lineup, so I think he'll be on the chopping block in the near future. The last midfielder is on the bench, Oliver Burke. Did not get any minutes against Wolves, however I'm still confident in him potentially being an amazing bench player as he's out of position listed as a midfielder but playing up top. Finally we get to the attack. Danny Ings did not look too exciting for Southampton, but the chances he had were all denied by the brilliance of the Crystal Palace goalkeeper Guaita. I'm so confident that Southampton will struggle in their next couple games with tough fixtures that I've already transferred out Ings for game week 2. Alongside him, I have Timo Werner. Werner looked decent with his first game in the Prem and even got an assist by drawing a penalty. With his pace and quick shot, I think he may be a seasoned keeper, but we'll see. My last player for game week 1 is Alexander Mitrovic. Sadly, for some reason, Scott Parker decided not to start the Serbian international, which is a real bummer. However, when he did come off the bench, Mitro did look good going forward, and I think he proved that he's vital for Fulham to not get relegated this season. As I already said, this team scored me a total of 66 points, which isn't too bad, and most players look decent. Moving on to my game week 2 team selection, I've chosen a very similar team to game week 1. The only change from the bench is Taylor playing for Leicester, coming in for Saiss, who plays a more threatening Man City. The defense doesn't look too exciting for point returns, as McCarthy plays Tottenham, TAA plays Chelsea. But Egan does play Villa, and I expect some type of point returns from him. The midfield looks promising with Salah in hot form against a bad defensively organized Chelsea, Barnes against Burnley, and St. Maximin against Brighton. Chosen Aubameyang as my captain as he plays West Ham, who in my opinion are going to have a terrible season this year and may end up even getting relegated. After this game week, I'll be looking to transfer Aubameyang out for a Man City option. In the attack, I've transferred out Danny Ings for Anthony Martial, who not only has better fixtures, but also provides me with Manchester United cover, as most teams will have at least one player from them. Since he's playing Crystal Palace, he'll be my vice captain. Werner plays Liverpool, and I think he may end up scoring a goal, as they have looked weak defensively ever since the restart last season. Mitrovic plays Leeds, and I think this may end up as a high-scoring game. I just hope that he starts and gets many chances throughout the game. Now here are my two teams I believe that have the best fixtures in the upcoming game weeks. After playing Man City, Wolves have 5 green fixtures in a row, playing against West Ham, Fulham, Leeds, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace. I'm looking at potentially doubling up on Wolves' options with another defender or a cheap midfielder. With Everton, they have green fixtures for the next 3 game weeks and look to be playing attacking football regardless of their opponent this season. They'll play West Brom, Crystal Palace, and Brighton after a tough spell against Liverpool, but then follow up with Southampton and Newcastle. A player in any position may be a good shot with them. Speaking of players, these are some of my transfer targets. After an impressive performance against Brighton, Reece James may be a valuable option at 5 million. However, there is still a possibility of rotation with the more defensively minded Azpilicueta. Next, we have Everton options such as Lucas Digne, James Rodriguez, and DLC. Again, I believe that any of their players could provide attacking returns regardless of position. I also chose Wolves players with the likes of Podence and Jimenez because of their great fixtures. By the looks of it, Diego Jota was sold to Liverpool, meaning that Podence may end up as a permanent starter this season, and at only 5.5 million may be a bargain. Next to them, I've gone with a man with a proven record, Callum Wilson. I think he'll be Newcastle's top scorer this season, and at 6.5 million may be a good replacement for Mitrovic if he doesn't start or is on bad form. Lastly, I've chosen Kevin De Bruyne. I think that the majority of people are looking to get in a City asset for Game Week 3, and you probably want to get them in before the price increases. So guys, that's going to wrap up the video. What players are you looking to bring in for your upcoming game weeks? Make sure to comment below right now. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned in for future FPL content and other football related videos. On that note, it's been bluesfpl, and I'll see you in the next video.